Hi, how are you? Hello, YouTubers and all those who happen to deliciously watch. You would look so good in honey right now, just covered, saturated in honey, just baptized in honey. I will be your bear. I will slam bottom my gut on top of your head. No, I'm kidding. So, woo, a little hot in here. So, don't you know it? Anyway, how to screw myself up before the video even begins. Alright, I got a couple of pickups here I sort of built up. One of them you already know about. I kind of showed it with my introduction video on my channel. If you haven't seen the video, check it out. I tried my best with that, especially with Magic's at Movie Studio. I mean, it's sort of limited of what I can do with that program. I can't be fucked to mess with After Effects, especially to make an intro like that. I mean, the impression's usually important, but I kept it simple. So, alright. First game I've purchased is for the Sega Genesis. Now, I usually see a lot of people actually collect this or get this through, randomly through thrift shops and all that nature. And that, of course, is Midnight Resistance. Now, this game right here is extremely obscure. It's known, but it's obscure, where it's like Contra meets Turrican slightly. A lot more like Turrican. And it's just a really nice side-scrolling shooter-up. I usually say shooter-up, or a shoot-em-up of sorts. It's not like, a shmup where you got the whole, or shmup, excuse me, the shooting fan groups will come down and shoot me with their asteroids and all that if I don't say that correctly. So, yeah, generally like Contra, which would be an easier format to say. It's for the Sega Genesis. There was an Amiga port, which a lot of people preferred if they can get their hands on a freaking Amiga or can afford it. In my opinion, I prefer the music in this one's a lot more. It sounds better to me. I like the sound to it. It just sounds dirty. It's very nice sounding to me. I mean, the Amiga one is okay from visually what I've seen. I don't own an Amiga. I don't plan to own an Amiga because they're kind of expensive to buy, and, the rest is history there. So, whoa, as I smacked the shit out of this cartridge. But no, came in decent shape. It's a little roughed up. Previous owner usage. Probably been left inside someone's bin for a while, or been on some thrift store, or some sort of flea market. It's been banged around a bit. Pretty much how kids usually, or owners of these cartridges handled them back in the day. Had no consideration towards it. Chipped on the side here, and what can you do? Can't really do too much. So, yeah, the artwork's pretty cool. It's very cheesy, but I like it. It's pretty effective. And got it affordably, so that's how I pretty much got it. It was only 99 cents. Hey, my moccasin. I can't even sing the song anymore. I can't remember the lyrics. So, alright, next game I've gotten here was actually a Clash of Memory Lane Syndrome. And I don't usually like doing the Memory Lane Syndrome stuff. I feel like it's cliche to me anyway. But it's what you can go by most of the time, too. If you are uncertain of what you want to get for a console, you just kind of go, And you think really hard, then you go, alright, I'll get that game, that game, that game, that game, that game eventually. And this game is one of those. This is the first in the series, and obviously spawned the bastard child that we like to call Skylanders. And, well, his namesake anyway. The rest of his history past that, because Sparrow got thrown the hell out of that after a while, because no one really cared. They just cared about the figurines that were overpriced half the time. So, yeah. Came complete. It's the greatest hits edition, or greatest hits edition, excuse me. And the manual's beaten to hell, and it's been written in. And I've played this game in the past. I've completed it once before. It's one of those things you kind of want to just retire, hang up your boots with, but it's something just nice to have in your collection nonetheless. Probably in the future, if I have that hankering, I'll just pop the beast open and play some of that. Sorry, Luke, hey, sort of borrowed some of your lyrics there for your mean tracks. So, okay, generally so, the manual inside has been written in. I'm trying to find the dragons, which, this person kept a checklist here of the dragons, which was kind of funny. Sort of a little bit of a history there, I suppose, of the former owner Apparently, too, he could not handle the peer pressure of the platforming, some of the glitches in the platforming elements of Spyro. Because as you can see, whoever did this chewed the shit out of this manual. They were like, oh my god, you know, just chewed the hell out of the damn thing. And it's been sun faded, as you can tell. It's probably been on top of some shelf or out exposed in a box in an attic, and the light from the attic light went just, you know, crucified the damn thing. And real damn shame. I mean, this plays in fantastic shape. Light scuffs, not a big deal. You know, it's plays okay. My hair is a little bit... new shampoo I've been using. It's kind of adding a little bit of volume to my hair, and I'm not used to it, I suppose. But, yeah, very nice to have this in my collection again, finally. Didn't pay too much for this either. Actually, I paid moderate, I suppose, for its value at the moment, because it's going up, and it's kind of redundant. I mean, some of these games, you kind of want to relive your history, or your childhood, or your mid-childhood, or whatever you want to call it. And people manipulate and take advantage of that supply and demand crap. It's kind of silly sometimes, and you know. But however, I showed this before. I'm going to show it to you again, and this, of course, is Batman Returns, which was a beat-em up for this Nintendo. The Super Nintendo version's similar, looks a lot better, but music in this is freaking awesome. I mean, Konami usually does fantastic NES games. Even the sports games, such as, what the hell is it called? What the hell are you called? I can't remember your name. Ice hockey. There we go. We'll just call it ice hockey. Blades of Steel. Blades of Steel. See, I screwed up the name, and the gaming gods punished my cartridge. As you can hear in the background, piece of plastic in there. I gotta go in there at some point, find some lug bolts or whatever this can be. I don't even know what the hell this is, really, what the bolt is. Don't ask me, I don't know. I'm not an expert with that. I don't mess with tools too often. I just generally clean these things and leave them be. But yeah, gotta go in there, see what the hell the plastic is, take it out, and so that way I can have to hear this goddamn... That's driving me crazy. Drives me crazy! Oh! Oh! Anyway. Damn, that song's stuck in my head now. Fuck. Damn. Son of a... Last but not least, a little bit of an obscure and random thing, actually, to show, I suppose. And I ordered one of these magazines. I didn't order like a freaking trillion of these. And what happened was they gave me like 6 of these in the mail. And these are from Element 14, which are generally for like parts and accessories and, you know, general knickknacks. Poliwax, give your dog a bone. This old man's walking home. Generally, what it is for like hardware or stuff like that. However, I ordered it primarily because I wanted to know most of the detailed names of what most of these parts would be called. So, at some point in the future, I decided to get off my jittery hand ass and, oh my, jittery hands, and decide to do some light soldering here or there. I could be able to with what I plan to do with one of these bad boys, which is a one pole. It's one of these lever switches right there. Because I had plans with a Nintendo or something like that in the future. It's just something to do with that switch. Just that click sound just satisfies me. Hell, I might even just try to find one of those solely just for the damn switch, so I can mess with it when I'm sitting in my chair and go, you know, just mess with it and rapidly click that switch until it breaks. You know, gets my blood boiling just thinking about it. But yeah, I mean, that's generally what this is. It's just an order magazine. You just look up the part number, you fill in your quota, you send it to them, they mail it. A little expensive, all I gotta say. I mean, I probably wouldn't necessarily buy anything from this company because they're just kind of overpriced, especially for most of these parts. I mean, there's like, oh, Jesus Christ. That, oh my. Oh my. This is like geek porn. So, This right here, guys, I am dying for somebody to put this on a Nintendo Entertainment System or some sort of console. A freaking siren or a signal flasher right there. Someone put that on like a console or something. You turn the damn thing on, it just flickers rapidly and makes you go blind. Oh man, that'd be satisfying just to watch. Though I'll be going blind again. Post-traumatic stress. Touch my nipples. So, yeah, and there's also some solder kits in here and some solder in general. The spools of it. Well, the core solder, I guess it's called. And they got resin and solder dispensers, and they're, I guess, I suppose, affordable. But the solder pens or the solder tools in general are just kind of expensive, especially the soldering gun. It's like $71 freaking dollars for a Weller one. But yeah, eventually I'm gonna get myself a solder gun and actually practice how to do it, and because eventually, I can't depend on most people to solder things for me anymore. They're just kind of silly. I gotta learn eventually, and be able to come decent at it. And see, I'm talking out of my ass right now because I probably will never do that. I mean, I'll try to put an effort, but I have very jittery hands. Like, you don't understand. When I hold a pencil, it's like I had 15 shots of coffee. It's like, woo, But it's a hobby I wanted to carry up. It's something that I honestly do want to do. Kidding aside, that I can do some light modifications with consoles, fix problems with consoles if I can. Try to do something, creative with some of my spare consoles, such as my PlayStation 1 there, which I would actually want to do some modifications with the one I purchased, which has the, the little thing in the back there you can plug in and, change the LEDs, do something simple and silly with that, or something of that nature. Just something just right to the point. But, yeah, that is all I generally wanted to talk about. A couple pickups. Me fathering it, or it's like me trying to say synonym. I can't say it. Trying to find a hobbying subject matter that revolves around me doing physical activities more often or so, getting carpal tunnel, besides from doing the hold. So, yeah, if you guys are, somewhat rich, I suppose, check out Helmet 14 and look at some of the parts in here. I mean, it's useful to look up, resources, and especially like switches as these WB2 Series 20 amp power rocker switches, which are these little things right there. Just stuff like that. I mean, talking, rambling, and just spewing information now, it's getting kind of redundant, so I'm going to end the video here. So, again, thank you all for watching, taking the time to stop by, and as always, I'll be putting more things on this computer, and you guys can watch it, hopefully.